for this wonderful webinar. So, first of all, I welcome all the participants and wish you all a great Sunday. Now, a small introduction about Dr. V.K. Swami. It's not a simple introduction. It goes on and on and on. Anyway, he's a dentist. He's a forensic expert, lawyer, educator, and a political visionary. He is India's first officially trained forensic odontologist from National Forensic Sciences University. Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, recognized as the world's first forensic university. He is the first dentist appointed as Director of Institute of Forensic Science in a UGC approved university in Rajasthan. Uniquely qualified in both forensics and law, specializing in corporate, criminal, cosmetic, and constitutional law. He is currently President, JURIS PRUDENTIA MEDICINA. It's a medico legal forum of CAFOJPM and coctrasi, Council of Cosmetology, Trichology, Regenerative and Aesthetic Sciences of India. Omology, Oral Maxillofacial, Implantology, Laserology, and Oncology Council of India. ICMRP, IATRO Council of Metabolic Consultants and Reversal Program. ICMSP, IATRO Council of Malignancies and Surgical Protocols. Founder of Denvarsity and Medicaryvarsity, CMD of Doctrines. Mentored more than 10,000 plus dentists to choose their career options and founder president of Bharat Jan Shikista Party. It's India's first national political party formed by doctors and registered with the Election Commission of India. The list will still go on, but due to time constraints, I'm just handing over the forum to Dr. V.K. Swami. Thank you, Dr. Swami. The forum is all yours. Thank you. You can carry on, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to everyone in this fine Sunday. Let me unmute with my systems. It's getting a code. So I welcome to this wonderful lecture. It's need of the hour, and it has been done 3-4 days earlier itself. But I took time to make this presentation into a live, it should not bore you actually, because the subject is dry, and sometimes when you hear the concepts, some bell will click in your mind. Oh my God, am I come to this category like that? So don't miss that moment. I will take this journey. It will be very, very useful, and it will be, I am assuring you, it will be entertaining you, because law is not to be scared at all. If you are having proper understanding, you can, I don't say you will do crime and escape, but you will not be easily caught. Even if you have any mistakes in law, mistakes are allowed. Mistakes in the sense without having intention. If you look into India's criminal law, particularly our Indian system, evolution of Indian law, we are punishing only the criminal mindset, not all the persons who are accused of conducting any crime. Because crime is a process. Forensically speaking, the two concepts you have to understand, mens rea and actus reus. What is mens rea? You should have something in your mind. I have to do this. You have to have planning, conspiracy. Then if you do, that is crime, that is punishable. This is how judges are taking actions, pronouncing the judgments. Simply for conduction of a particular action, even it is a crime, not necessarily you be punished. That is called actus reus. Sometimes actus reus people are focused by the media trail, but end of the day, mens rea has to be identified. That is why the trial process, that is why the judiciary is functioning. So with this note, take this subject very, very lightly, then only it will go to your mind strongly. If you take strongly, then you will miss. And I am asking you to not to take any photographs, because it may be a shortcoming, because it's my legal disclaimer. If you take photograph and you will digest the slide, that may not be exclusive for you. So you have to listen, understand the concepts. Don't rely on any piece of information related to law, because law is going to decide your future. If any shortcomings due to these pictures, due to these slides comings, that is not my responsibility. So I am giving this disclaimer. Let us go through the slides. See, this webinar we planned initially soon after the outbreak. I am not talking about disease outbreak. Everybody were silent, including the government was silent during 2022 end and 2023. I personally met the victim, the particular dentist, in fact his family also, and I found he is maybe innocent. Why I am coming to this conclusion? Because he still strongly believe that somebody trapped, either maybe pre-planned manner or in the course of process of this publication. You see this Lancet, very reputed journal, but sorry to say this, you be the reputed journal, you cannot take law in your hands, and your evidences not going to stand in the court of law, because the evidence collection itself having a process. Forensics derives from the genuine way of approaching the crime. It's not like trapping. It's not like the traffic constable hiding in the bush, suddenly coming, jumping in front of you in the highway and catching you without wearing a helmet. That is not the criminal jurisprudence here. So we have serious concerns about the sample collection. How come the 8 deaths will be linked to a particular saline bottle? The medical authority, the officer in charge, he may be JD or DD, suddenly entering into a clinic, suddenly picking up one bottle and asking the dentist, "Doctor, how do you open this bottle?" Naturally, innocently, the dentist might have replied, "I used to open through periosteal elevator." He did not say that I am using periosteal elevator without sterilizing it. He simply said, then you have correlated unsterile periosteal elevator used for opening the saline bottle. From that saline bottle, the contamination happened. From that contamination, all the 8 patients got that infection, and you are correlating the genome, the same gene present, the code is codified, like in the criminal jurisprudence, like in a crime scene, there will be a evidence, take it through the swab technique. And swab technique is nothing but take a cotton swab, dip in a saline and wipe out the area, the surface, and put it in a bottle and preserve for the laboratory process. That is nothing but taking the DNA out and reading the DNA code, and you compare with the suspects. This is happening in the crime scene, but this is mimicked in this clinic. My question is, how a particular saline bottle is chosen by the medical authority, accompanied by the research team, for the publication, successful publication of the article. I congratulate the team. You have successfully published the article, but we are raising this serious concern. Now, everybody knows we, the dentists, I myself representing 3 communities: dentistry, forensic experts, and legal experts. So when we say our community, we are all citizens of this country. We have fundamental rights. The fundamental rights in the sense it is available in the Constitution with the remedies. I will discuss in the later slides what are the remedies available. Our Constitution is very clearly saying you have fundamental rights, and if any threat to your fundamental right, not even there is a proof for violation of your fundamental right. Just if you have the threat that my fundamental right is going to be infringed, going to be disturbed, you can directly approaching directly the High Court and Supreme Court. So here, what are all the fundamental rights violated? When I met the victim, the dentist concerned, I told him the same thing. See, somebody calling you, doctor, where are you? Come and open your clinic. He is saying, what is my job there? It's already closed for 1.5 months, few weeks. It is closed. The clinic is closed. And the government officer, JD or DD, whoever he may be, nobody is above the law. Just for a visit sake, please come and open your shutter. And the dentist innocently going, believing trust on the public servant, government official. He may be superior. So innocently is opening. That means you have taken the consent of the premise owner, the suspect. You may call him accused also in your language. I may call him victim. You may call him accused. And the team is entering and going and picking up the particular saline bottle. Where is this law? Here, the fundamental right, Article 20, subclass 3. That means no person can be used against himself to prove himself as a accused or convict or a culprit or a perpetrator. Let me explain. During British period, lot of Indians taken to the court and take a confession statement, and they were punished. They were sent behind the bars. So our constitution experts, our constitutional forefathers, what they have done, they have put this article, purposefully put this article, Article 20, subclass 3. In one line, if you ask me, I can tell about the article. It is your right to protect against self-incrimination. That means what? You are taking something from me, evidence from me, written evidence from me, approval from me, to make me myself as a accused. It's very good tactics. It is against Indian Constitution. It is not, it is unconstitutional. It is illegal. If you are taking somebody's consent without telling, because of your consent, you are being implicated. That means the evidence collection itself having a strong question. If I am called for objecting, if I am hired for that particular victim, I will raise this question because it is against Indian Constitution, not only 20 subclass 3, but also concerned sections in the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. It's new act, 2023 act. Before that, it is called the Criminal Procedure Code. And also, precisely, Article 21. What is Article 21? Right to life and personal liberty. That means it's not just existence as a human being in this country, in this nation. You have to live the life with dignity. So, as I told, there are scientific flaws also in the report. My today's topic is not to get into the scientific flaws. I can talk about that also as a forensic expert. But today I focus the legality, because immediately in the court, the legal things come into picture. The judge will listen to the legalities that is connected to the punishment. Otherwise, the scientific approach, forensic approach, academic interest, and all we can discuss. but that is not going to create any impact to the particular victim. I am supporting the victim because being a legal professional, I have to support. First of all, being a dentist, I have to support any dentist. Secondly, as a forensic expert, I have to look into the flaws in the forensics, academics, research. Thirdly, as a legal expert, I have to support and submit to favor my client. So here, the journal-led forensic evidence collection has these issues. Nothing has been concrete to prove in the court of law. See, journal-led evidence collection, first of all, not permitted in the court. Admissibility in evidence also not valid, as I told. Chain of custody is broken. Who took the swab? Where it was stored? Where is the entry? Where is the witness? Because whenever you take evidence collection, there should be a independent witness. Independent witness that call even the police station. If you ask the station house officer, SHO, they will talk about the concept called panchnama. What is panchnama? Whenever you go, you have to call the nearby people, put their evidence in the form of signature, admission. That is called panchnama. Without panchnama, you are taking the evidence and you are keeping where you are keeping. In between, whether you exchanged the evidence, whether you only brought the swab, who knows? So in the court and all, we can talk. Academically, I am not talking. I am talking in the court. So peer review also, you can get the peer review clearance for successful publication of the article, but it is not an authority in the forensics. So normally, this may happen to any person. If I am also having a clinic, it may happen to my clinic also. You are also having your clinic. This thing will happen to you also. So whenever you are getting a raid, you may be seeing in the newspapers. I made one funny comment also. People from Tamil Nadu, they are scared about ED, Enforcement Directorate. Every politician talk about ED. And every dentist today talking about JD. Why? Because anytime he may come as an unwanted guest. One thing I am asking you, today you are listening whatever I am saying today, but I am asking you, I have my doubt. How come a medically qualified person in the form of JD or DD, how he is going and assessing a dental person, dentally qualified person? How he is assessing a dental surgeon? Medically qualified person, what he is having? He is not knowing about all the bottles kept in the clinic. There will be some composite resins, there will be aeroter, burrs. There the infection may spread. He is taking only saline. Why he knows only saline? Medical person suddenly getting into the dental clinic, he knows only saline. It seems. That is why the story is unfolding like this. So without prior notice, without written authorization, without official ID, without independent witnesses, anybody coming to your clinic, you have right to deny their entry. Kindly note down. If anything altercation happens, call the police. Because your clinic, you are the owner. Your premise, you are the owner. In your clinic, you are the captain of the ship. I will talk about what is captain of the ship, if time permits. In any clinic, there is a concept of captain of the ship. Anything happens, you are the one who is responsible. There is some infection control measures may be there. Suddenly some people coming in the name of police, in the name of CBI, in the name of Enforcement Directorate, in the name of Income Tax Department, they cannot enter into your premise without prior notice, without written authorization by the court or the competent authority, or even dental council also can authorize that authorization by any government authority. And there should be official ID. And I hope everybody having CCTV cameras. So switch on the CCTV cameras and you can talk about these authorities. Suddenly you cannot permit. So you have to ask the order. Where is your order? Without that order, you cannot give the entry at all. So before you are opposing anybody's entry as a raid, kindly go through your own documents, whether it is your license to practice. And nowadays, I have to tell you, lot of dentists practicing nowadays cosmetic procedures. I am totally supporting you because cosmetics in head and neck region, you have to concentrate. Diseases are nowadays coming down. It's not outbreaking like if you see, I am living in a society of 10,000 flats here. I am sitting here. Here, hardly anybody now complaining of bleeding gums or because it's high profile people. Socioeconomic status when it grows, normal dental problems reducing. So you have to move on to the cosmetic. So when you are practicing cosmetics, you are having, I have heard lot of inappropriate certification. Some Germany, Sweden, Iran, all these certifications, you are thinking they are all valid documents and you are hanging in the clinic. Please remove them. Only keep your license to practice, your degree certificate, any conferences you have attended by competent authorities, dental council or any other associations registered with Government of India. And also, there are some councils I will show in the later slides. You can have those certifications because they are all approved by Government of India. Of course, in India, when you get a foreign degree, foreign qualification, you have to be very much careful because anytime you may be called as a quack. Nowadays, the trend is going on. Calling a dentist quack is now scot-free. Everybody calling the dentist quack when they practice other than the 9 departments. So you have to have bio-waste authorization. That is just like scary thing. Like income tax, these people come and punish. Directly the evidence is valid in the court because they are taking this approach of public safety. When public safety is threatened, there is no solution. They will definitely get into you. And the indemnity insurance, I personally advise you, don't go with any of the companies available in the market. Go directly with the insurance company itself. It costs you around 2,000 to 3,000 maximum. When you go with the company, I don't want to name and promote any companies. That companies calling you to pay to 20 to 25,000, even 30,000. But every other money other than the indemnity paid to the insurance going to their margin. So, and also they are not providing any service. For example, there are a lot of people had this indemnity policy, but any problem like these raids, any notice from the patient, consumer forum, or any criminal case filed against you, these people are not coming for the rescue. And again, they will ask the fees for the lawyer fees, notice fees and all. So why to pay extra? Directly go to, I don't want to promote any corporates also here. So go to Policy Bazaar, inquire about the indemnity. First of all, I have to tell what is indemnity. Indemnity means if suppose you are ordered by the court, civil court, consumer forum, to pay compensation to the patient, that compensation will be borne by the company. That is called indemnity. It is available very much in the insurance companies. 2-3 insurance companies are doing already successfully. You directly go inquiry in the market, the insurance companies, and take the policy. It's costing hardly 2,000 to 3,000. But there is a catch that is not available for your non-dental. If you are a dentist, only in 9 departments they can cover the indemnity. So when you have this cosmetic practice, even implantology, when you are not a competent person, that is different chapter. We have to discuss about who is right person to do implants because a lot of cases I am representing, lot of people are getting troubles from the patients in implants. So that is a different chapter. If time permits, we will have deal separately the implantology. And regarding the consent forms, don't design your consent forms on your own. I am requesting you because that is a totally different domain, legal domain. Because in the coming slides, I will show how consent made by you may be thrown away by the court. You, as a dentist, you concentrate on your dental clinical work. Designing a consent form is not your job. You have to approach concerned persons, medico legally qualified persons. And don't never ever call any lawyer, advocate. Take it for granted. There are 20 lakhs lawyers in the country. And I am sure they are all from commerce and arts background. They will not even understand 0.001% of your medical things. So approach the concerned medico legal authority to design your consent forms. And the sterilization logs, you follow a registry. I am telling you one important thing. Whether you are having autoclave, whether you are having UV chamber, whether you are having some normal boiler, nobody is going to care about that. They ask the proof. Simply showcasing all these things doesn't give you the full proof clean sheet. You have to have the proof, documentary evidence to prove your activity in the clinic. And CCTV always monitor should monitor you. So take it seriously. The slide is cartoon format. Why we made this slide in the cartoon format? To not to make the subject heavy for you. But at the same time, this veracity, the sterilization, you have to take care very, very seriously. Straight away punishment. There is, I will talk about res ipsa locator principle. No enquiry will be conducted. No need of conducting enquiry. Only the evidence itself enough to punish. So in the rapid inspection response kit, you have to be very much ready with your visitor log, your reply letter templates. Even when I am legal advisor in the Medico Legal Forum, the coctrasi, the Council of Cosmetology, Trichology, Regenerative Aesthetic Sciences, there are a lot of councils. I am being chief legal advisor there. I used to suggest the management, give the notices ready-made form to the candidates. Keep the notices ready. If any notices comes, reply it mechanically. You should be prepared. And I am telling you, nothing sentimental here. If anybody coming for a raid, please invite him or her with a cup of coffee and ask them to sit in the reception. And if you are prepared with all these things, they will not sustain. They will go away within few minutes, because your body language sometimes exposes you. Because the people coming for raid, they are more stressed than you, because they have to follow the law. They cannot directly, I just now discussed about fundamental rights. They cannot make you just like that. So they used to talk to you in a polite way. By the time, you should be polite at the same time professional. Be professional. So you should have trained staff. I could see a lot of clinics, they keep their relatives in their reception. Even their maids, they are helping in their clinicals. So you have to be very careful about your supportive staff. I will tell about the concepts later in the slides, how dangerous it is. And CCTV back, many people are having CCTV and not working. What is the use? Always go for a quality CCTV. Don't purchase in e-commerce. Amazon, Flipkart, they are selling Chinese CCTVs. And when the crime happens, that stops functioning. So concentrate on that. Nothing to worry. Rest all the thing we will take care. So here you see, it's an example of the media trial. How come the media person name the clinic, name the person? The other day I was watching the YouTube channel. They are showing the street of the person, clinic of the person, and the person himself finally. And the irony is, the victim himself appeared in the news and given an interview. You have to avoid those interviews. How do you know which is evidence, which is not evidence, which is right, which is wrong? Without consulting, without sitting with your lawyer or medical legal advisor or your counsel, why are you coming to the directly to the facing the media? It is not recommended at all. You have to keep calm, quiet, compassionate. Let the legal team, and I will explain the later slides, how your clinic should be guarded with corporate shield. For your sake, I am saying, don't open your clinic in your own name. I could see, for example, the doctor's name is Raja's Dental Center. Why are you opening like that? You make a brand as a corporate, so that you will have to hide behind the brand. I call it as a juridical person. Everybody knows about the person, but Juridical person is imaginary person represented by your corporate. I will explain the later slides. So whenever like this media is complaining about you, immediately you complain to press council. There is a press council. You can go and report. My name is implicated, and you can go to, I will tell in which section you have to go to High Court and Supreme Court. So immediately send defamation notice. Within 20 minutes, you have to send. So you should have the format with you. So that is what I'm saying. You should have a legal team. Even if you are a one-man clinic, you should have a tie-up with a legal firm, medico legal firm. Don't go with the normal general lawyers, advocates. That is very tough to, make them understand. It is better you can directly talk to the judges and understand. But these lawyers, they are from arts and commerce background 90%. So get acquainted with the medico legal experts. And immediately you have to release rebuttal through proper channel only, with the legal advice only. So, as I told, there are two options available to you. Immediately you can approach High Court or Supreme Court. I suggest you directly go to the Supreme Court under Article 32. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of writ petitions you can file in the Supreme Court. What is it? Habeas corpus. When you are arrested, your relatives can go and file a petition. They have to show for what reason you are arrested, because nothing is permanent in this world. Today somebody arrested, tomorrow they are being released by the court immediately. So go for this. And mandamus not related to here. It's about any officer. You can file a writ petition against any of the officers under what authority they have appointed. And prohibition, it is just you stop any proceedings, even in the lower court, in the trial court. If any proceedings against you, you can go directly to the Supreme Court, ask for prohibiting, because it's exceeding its jurisdiction, like that. For example, I am saying an example, something related to dental council. The matter is with the dental council. Take for example, in Hyderabad, there was an issue that some dentists practicing cosmetic procedures in their head and neck region. And there is a rival association from the dermatology association. They filed quackery petition. They brought the team and raided and put FIR. So in this condition, they can go to the Supreme Court directly, asking the concerned court or inquiry authority or medical council for that matter to stop it, because that is not your jurisdiction, my dear, because I am coming from Dental Council of India. So like that, you can approach directly the Supreme Court when your fundamental rights are infringed. Only fundamental right you can approach Supreme Court. Any other writ jurisdiction, you can approach the High Court. That is why it is always being said, the writ jurisdiction always wider in the High Court than Supreme Court, because Supreme Court is concerning only about your fundamental rights. And certiorari, it is also very useful for the victims when any judgments also being delivered. For example, against you, some medical council or even dental council given some wrong judgment, you can go to the Supreme Court directly, because your right to practice, fundamental right, it is covered in Article 19(1)(g), right to practice. If it is infringed, not even to be infringed, if you have the threat to your free practice of your fundamental right, you can rightly approach the Supreme Court under certiorari. It is a writ jurisdiction. Even the judgment delivered, it can be stopped, quashed. And quo warranto, under what authority? You can ask the public question. The mandamus and quo warranto. Mandamus is you ask the positive thing. Why are you silent? Act on this. Here in quo warranto, in what authority you are sitting in this office. So all these writ jurisdiction available to you as a citizen. Common citizen also, these are all available. If you are a dentist, you are also a citizen. So I suggest you, people sitting here today, around 100 people here, I suggest you, kindly don't trust your counsel and associations. I don't want to name any association. It may be country's largest association. You form your own team for your legal matters. So I represent, for example, Medico Legal Forum. So I could see this other day when the outbreak, the Lancet article, 8 people death. I could see the family. I met them personally. So they are running from pillar to post. They are going and asking the association, their dental association, do something, and they are doing. I am not denying, but it is a supportive. It is not like leading them. So support is in criminal things. Support won't help. If police arrested, what support you will give? If FIR filed, what support you will give? You will give only press meet. You will maximum what you will do? You will do a candlelight march. What will you do? You cannot go and open the keys of the prison and open them. So I need such a team, response team. Anything happens, the victim should be keep quiet, and these team will operate. They should meet the journalist. They should meet the press meet. They should representation. They should go for Human Rights Commission. They should go for High Court. So this kind of support you need. So that can be possible only if you unite. People attending here, kindly become the nodes. Kindly become the representatives of these all legalities. I am ready to enlighten you. Not only this lecture, after this lecture also, I am there to guide you under Medico Legal Forum. I will tell you what is triple layer protection in the slides later. So you should have one council, one association, one forum. Your existing association and dental council are already there. Apart from that, I am saying you have to have one council, one association, one forum. If dental council is there for 9 departments, take their help. If they are derelicting their duty, you can go to court. And if your association is taking care of you, you listen to them, take their facility. If the association and council is not listening to you, you get a membership with concerned council and council association. I will show which association, which council you can rely upon. So you have to maintain all these things: daily registers, drug lot logs, consent forms, sterilization records, and audit reports. This completes your documentation plus your biomedical waste management. And particularly, as I mentioned earlier, you just scan through, retrospect, introspect your certifications. Never ever hang in your clinic unwanted certifications, and don't put any short forms in your name. People are putting MIDA, ABCD, XYZ and all. So what is the use? That will land up you in a false impersonation, false qualifications, fake qualifications, quackery claims, framing of charges, all this. So when legal notice comes, whoever followed all these instructions, when legal notice comes, they will not be shocked at all, because they have already the trial. They have ready-made reply notices. They have in their mind the picture says what happens next, then where to go, High Court, Supreme Court, or you can go to before I have told all this writ jurisdiction. Apart from that, you can go for injunction order also. Injunction order in the sense, you can ask the court to pronounce the judgment to stop all the media publication of your news and stop against propagating your news in the public, in the media, in the social media and print media and in the TV channels also. So injunction order. So that also you can seek with the court. So once FIR filed, you have to immediately call your legal representation. In this, you have to have this medico legal forum for you. They will readily have their district head or your cluster. If you form a team, there will be definitely a person who is going to represent. Definitely, everybody should think any problem comes, they have to feel as if their own problem. Then only in legality it matters. because the person who is affected is not going to act at all. He is shattered. He is psychologically disturbed. He will be totally off. So the other persons, the legal fraternity should act on them. How come a person in the prison can go and get the bail for him? It is not possible. So you have to have the team ready in your absence. When you are not in the scene, not in the team will work for you. So immediately you get the FIR copy under CRPC 207 and make a reply. While replying, I am requesting you, don't use your legal skill. You are not a lawyer. You have to rely on the qualified medico legal expert, not even a general lawyer, because I could see lot of cases the general lawyers could not competent enough because they are from arts and commerce background, as I already told. So you have to rely on this medico legal forum, and you have to rely on which council you are. For example, in cosmetic practice, you cannot rely on DCA. DCA is against practicing cosmetology. Even IDA is also against practicing cosmetology. So for cosmetic process, you have to rely on certain bodies, which I can reveal later in the slides. So you have to get your documents ready. Many people are asking, sir, how many years should I keep the documents? I am telling you, in India, you have to keep at least minimum of 3 years. You have to keep all the documents. If you go to France, Scandinavian countries, it is 7 years. It is better. We are asked only 3 years. And if any court case happened, consumer case happened, then you have to keep the document, corresponding documents till the case is getting verdict. Till the time you have to keep the documents. So immediately you have to apply for anticipatory bail if FIR filed under 438 CRPC. And in the grounds, the legal team will take care. We have enough grounds because we can question the evidence, we can question the procedure, we can question the process, whether it is abusive or illegal. So don't be panic once FIR. FIR is just first information report. If you want to write an FIR with anyone, it is possible. It is not practically possible, but theoretically speaking, anybody can get FIR against anyone. Unless proven guilty, you are innocent. That is our concept. So when we are talking about triple layer of protection, as I told, you have to shield your clinic with corporatization. How to corporatize your clinic? Again, don't put your Google knowledge, don't put your online inquiry, just dial inquiry, or any other forum. They are saying, we will register for you, your company, in 1,999 rupees, 2,999 rupees. Don't go for that because there is a catch. Because the AOA, MOA of your documents, like association, articles of association and memorandum of association of your private limited company, or in LLP, you have some agreement that, and trust, there is bylaws, society also bylaws under 1860 Society Act. So all these things should be drafted by a medico legal person. Because tomorrow, if you open the clinic, certain things are not mentioned in the documents, then again you are not following the law. So it will be again double issue. Once for the issue you are being charged and the inherent issue in your documents. So always take care of documentation. I request each and every participants here, around 100 participants today, I request, go and change your clinic into a corporate. It is not a big expenditure, I would say. It is a very good approach. Always show yourself, even if you have a single standalone clinic, show your clinic as a part of corporate chain, and you are having the only one and only chain. What is the problem? Corporate doesn't mean that chain should have the chain of clinics. One clinic, one brand, one corporate also possible. And don't add too many people in your corporatization, in the board. You can have your husband, wife, brother, sisters, father, mother also part of you, your company, your LLP, your brand, your corporate, and give them equal share or less share. Like 100 rupees share means you can take 91.8 to the other person. Keep 2% also, because many people not knowing only 2% also can start a private limited company. Start a private limited company, design the MOA, AOA with a medico legal person and submit to the central government, get a registration, get a DIN number, TIN number, TAN number. So all these things will give you, you cannot even think that much of immunity you will get. Suddenly, just like that, one cannot come and disturb you. And again, your name will not be coming out, even if any disturbance, publics, newspapers, TVs, publishing, let the brand goes, let the legal team goes. Do you think the big brands like Jio and Airtel, they are having thousands of cases, but is the cases are affecting their owners, their board of directors? No, the legal team is taking care. So develop that culture. So in this triple layer protection, I suggest one counsel should be there. For dental procedures, you rely on DCI. For non-dental procedures, for cosmetic procedures, nowadays I appreciate every dentist should get into the cosmetics. So in the cosmetic procedures, you have to rely on the concerned council. Here, I recommend coctrasi, the Council of Cosmetology, Trichology, Regenerative Aesthetic Science of India. A lot of fake institutes, fake academies, fake mentors are in the market. Because of them, the dentistry is now getting bad name, particularly in Telangana and all. They are calling quacks. The dermats are calling quacks. That is totally different subject matter. But still, I am saying because raid may come for any reason. If sitting here, people sitting around 100 people are sitting here. If anybody practicing cosmetology, don't use any institute given, even Skill India given. These are all for vocational certifications. Don't use them. You will be, you see the notifications. The council, Karnataka State Dental Council, Maharashtra State Dental Council, Telangana, they are all stopping you from practicing cosmetic procedures. And I will tell you in the lighter note, in the Karnataka State Dental Council, the president, Dr. Ranganath V, somebody shared his online presence. There he himself practicing cosmetic procedures. He had registered his domain in the name of cosmetic. So people are like this, double standard. And here also in Telangana, the concerned person signed here, registrar, he is also having a clinic. In his clinic, there is a department called facial aesthetics. Even hair transplant is having the department. If you are, and somebody saying he may be a oral surgeon, I am telling one more, clarifying one more issue here. Oral maxillofacial surgeons, whatever they are doing, they are specialized in trauma cases, some orthognathic surgery and all. Cosmetic, as far as cosmetics is concerned, is also just like you. So there is no special power. If any lawful notification released by in the name of DCI, don't consider it. It is not law, because any notification, I can challenge all these notifications. If you are paying me the court fee, I can take up this matter directly going to the Supreme Court or High Court. I can challenge all these notifications. But people are not coming to me. They are going to them only. They are going and begging with the councils. Please allow us, but it will not happen. So let's see what happens. So it's all together different topic, but here, because the raid comes, the raid may come nowadays, the more chances for not for sterilization, but for your procedures. Because the enemy, the competitor, the dermatologists are complaining against you in the social media, and there are a lot of Instagram posts people are sending to me. There they openly say, dentists, you are all quacks. So this is another matter. So this is the antidote. You have to have this triple layer: one council, one association, one forum. So this works for cosmetic procedures very well. And there are a lot of subsidiary councils, associations, you join with them. Don't rely on this age-old, before freedom, we have Indian Dental Association. It's a big association. It's a natural association. It's okay. But it is not the one who is going to deal. Some dentists are telling me, sir, I am into weight loss reduction, I am into beautification, I am into salon, or I am into body mass index. They have metabolic balance, metabolic clinics. I appreciate. Have a dietitian and make a team and make a corporatization and go ahead. Because nowadays YouTubers are talking about reversing diabetes. Why don't you do it? But under proper channel, under medical legal forum, you have to have proper consent form. Because end of the day, your document speaks. Immediately after this outbreak, my friend called me and told his friend went to the shop and purchased autoclave, one UV chamber, boilers, whatnot. All these chemical sterilizers, everything, needle destroyer, everything he bought. But what is the use if you don't have the records? The authorities coming and seeing not your missionaries, they see your records, whether it has been done or not. Who knows? You are showcasing them and not doing. So these are all the various self-regulatory bodies. For example, in Tamil Nadu, in Kerala and other south states, they are keeping forensic odontology under oral pathology department. What a immature decision. How come oral pathology will talk about criminology? Your oral pathology book has Indian Penal Code, BNS, BNSS, BSA, Indian Evidence Act. How come it will be dealing forensic? Forensic means what? Related to court. General pathology also there, medical people are having, they have forensic in that. So you make a movement today, develop a separate department called forensic odontology in your college, and let all the departments contribute that department and have a medico-legally qualified person in that. That is called forensic odontology, because I tell this as a country's first official forensic odontologist having masters in forensics. So forensic odontology should be carved out from the oral pathology. The damages are more. You have to take it out. And anybody interested, being a dentist, you want to pursue forensic odontology fellowship program, again, I am telling you, never ever go for PG diploma, any other degree, informal qualifications. Go only for fellowship. That is only valid for doctors. Any medical professional can join a fellowship with these bodies, not with anybody. So this is called the Council of Accredited Forensic Odontology, Prudentia, Medicina, and Medico Legal Forum is part of this. And there is one more self-regulatory council, Oral Maxillofacial, Implantology, Laserology, Oncology Council of India. So here, if you are practicing implantology, kindly get into this fellowship or membership with this body. Any other body will not help you, because in the court they will demolish. They will say you are not oral surgeon, you are not a periodontist, you are not a prosthodontist. How do you do implantology? So this question will come. If you ask RTA with the Medical Dental Council, they will say any dentist can do implantology. There is a catch. The competency will be questioned in the consumer forum. So by the time the Dental Council will not support you. So take membership or fellowship with this. And lasers also, it's not part of DCA, not part of 9 departments. So you have to get self-regulatory councils for your support. And regarding oncology, that is separate chapter. I need one full day to talk about oral oncology, because it has been already hijacked by the general surgeons and onco surgeons from the medical side. There is no hope or scope for the even oral surgeons. I request the oral maxillofacial surgeons to go and fight with these onco procedures, but they are fighting for the eyebrows and facial aesthetic procedures. I don't understand their psychology. So as I told, the weight loss and other metabolic things, you can get membership or fellowship with this council. This is ITRO Council of Metabolic Consultants Reversal Program. I am Chief Legal Advisor here. And here, this is for medical people. You cannot join here, but you can join as associate fellow. You can join as a associate member, because it's dealing with malignancies and surgical protocols for the medical and surgical and super specialty people. And as if you read the DCA Act, it says you have to collaborate with paramedic also, other Ayush also. You should not omit them. Don't develop this culture from these medical people. Medical people are considering these Ayush people as they are not fit for anything. They are not qualified. They are not scientific. Don't do that. We dental community having this heritage culture, we have to absorb every practitioners, even non-doctors in the salons, in the beauty parlors, in other things. You tie up with them and professionally deal with them. You ask them reference. Let the patient come from them. What is wrong? Don't avert or don't negate these people, because these people are going to support you. Because medical people are now alienated. They are totally alienated. So that bad name you don't create. You read the DCA Act. It said you have to collaborate. So I need to have your feedback. I don't know how much time I am left. I am going very fast and complete this. Type in the chat box. Should I continue? Should I continue? At least say yes or no. So I should not be blamed for wasting your Sunday. I will be fast then. Then you don't expect me explanations. Fast. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Let me try fastly. These are all the, you can take, now you can take the snapshot. This is just kindly ignore the spelling mistakes because I have made all these slides for you in my hands. I have used modern tools. So there may be some spelling mistakes. Don't sue me for that. So these are all the acts you have to go through. And if anybody interested, I am running these individual classes also. You can join. You can contact me for that. So I could see the second one, Consumer Protection Act 1986, amended in 2019. Let me take one question. Somebody questioned me. Anybody having question, you can either put the question in the chat box or you can write a private question also, not an issue. Dr. Sivapada Sundaram Balasundaram asked me, the councils you mentioned are statutory body. No, that is not a statutory body. It's a voluntary self-regulatory bodies. Because if you see, CBI also not a statutory body. The Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI also not statutory body. The bodies I have mentioned are either registered under Section 8 under to promote the science. It's approved by the Government of India Act 2013, and they are equivalent. That is, that will serve the purpose because there is no statutory body for this cosmetology, trichology, regenerative aesthetic sciences and all. So that is it. So here, Consumer Protection Act 1986, amended in 2019. You go through the amendment, there are a lot of amendments. And you see, in Insecticides Act 1968, Indian Evidence Act, it is wrongly written. It is, the year is wrong. So all these Environment Protection Act, because any act can come and disturb you. Ignorance of law is not an excuse in India. You cannot say, I don't know. And after 38, these are all latest acts. Indian Penal Code replaced by Bharat Nyaya Sanhita. So the right pronunciation is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. It's the nasal sound because it's in Hindi. Because I am here in 20 years in Delhi, so I learnt Hindi in right pronunciation. Because in Tamil Nadu, I could not listen how they are pronouncing. They are pronouncing Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sangeeta. They are saying instead of Sanhita, they are saying Sangeeta. So better you should know the pronunciation at least. So Consumer Protection Act, State Medical Council, there are a lot of notifications I have shown. That notifications you have to see whether it is legal or not legal. You have to approach a concerned person because all the notifications are not law. So these are all the important sections I have taken from Indian Penal Code. Why Indian Penal Code? Because right now we are following BNS, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, but the treatment given by you may be of 2-3 years back. So if it is before 2023, you will be tried under this act only because new law cannot be applied backdated. There is no retrospectivity for the new law in the criminal law is concerned. Criminal and taxation, no law will be backdated. So before 2023, if you have treated, they will try you under this section only. So understand in the IPC and buy a book like saying the corresponding IPC with, or you can Google it. For sometimes Google also not reliable. So you have to rely on some legal books to to interpret IPC to BNS and CRPC to BNSS. Criminal Procedure Code, now known as Bharat Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. So these are all the sections. You have to be very careful. You see here section 269, what it says: negligent act likely to spread infection of a disease. So this saline matter issue is coming. This saline matter of this outbreak will come under the section 269. And there is one more important section. You see section 304A of IPC, causing death by negligence. Suppose in your clinic some death happened, so you have to prove that it was not because of my negligence. So you have given me some grace time, so I should not waste the time. I have to run fast. So here, why I have compared these four sections? Because there is a meaning. In section 88 of Indian Penal Code, act not intended to cause death done with consent good persons for benefit. For example, you are trying at your own level for the betterment of the patient, but patient dies. So that is covered in section 88. In section 89, act done in good faith for benefit of a child. The same, sometimes you can take consent from a school teacher for the child, because here pedo cases also dealt by general dentists. Pedodontists are there, but you have to understand this concept. If the person is insane or child, you can take guardian's consent and even school teacher. Doctrine of loco parentis, I will explain later. Section 90 of IPC says consent known to be given under fear or misconception. Here, your consent forms fail, because the person who have given consent will go and report against you. They will go to the court and say, I have given consent under the pressure. Then what will happen to your consent form? It's waste. So you have to incorporate some modern elements. I used to say, go for video consent, go for audio consent. So these are all corroboratory evidence, not primary evidence. So that is criminology aspect. And section 92, act done in good faith for person's benefit without consent, not intended to cause death. So you go and do comparison, go your Google research, whatever you are comfortable with. So for example, in section 88, the person is amputing to save the patient's life. It is not a crime or negligent act. Here in section 89, without consent he is operating. In section 90, the consent is not valid because it's not a valid consent. And section 90, offense in good faith, not intended or known to cause death. So be familiar with this. And consent is itself a separate topic. I need one full day. So better skip the consent. You get this rough idea. That is more than enough. Because you are not going to design the consent form if you listen to me. You have to leave it to the legal experts, medical legal experts. Because you don't, it is about telling the patient you do your own RCT. So doctrine of loco parentis, fastly, without the consent of the child, if you are doing the treatment, get even the consent from a teacher, school teacher. That is called doctrine of loco parentis. It's very beautiful concept. Res ipsa locator. That means if the evidence are there, no need of further inquiry or trial. Evidence are enough, documents are enough to sue you, to punish you, to send you behind the bars. So the saline bottle coming under this. Res ipsa locator. Doctrine of calculated risk. You have the risk is told, you are taking the risk, anything goes beyond your control, then you can hide behind this concept, you can invoke this concept and protect yourself. That is called doctrine of calculated risk. For example, in the gynecology, mother and child, you take the risk, you tell the patient, any one person can be saved. So it is a calculated risk. For that, you cannot be punished. You cannot be told you are negligent. And medical maloccurrence. Sometimes I can tell very fastly, your third molar having multiple roots. You didn't expect it. So it is medical maloccurrence, dental maloccurrence. For that, you are not to be charged with negligent case. So you note down these things. You can put any of your shortcomings under medical maloccurrence and argue in the court. You need a proper medical legal lawyer. Normal lawyer will lose the case. So you have to understand this concept, then only you can invoke this concept. Very, very important concepts. For your mistakes, for your blames, you can invoke these concepts favorable to you if you have very good medical legal lawyer with you. And doctrine of common knowledge. For example, the patient coming with a swelling or patient coming with diarrhea, water loss. Instead of addressing that issue, if you are making into scaling, filling, drilling, plugging, implant convention, you convince the patient, then you are negligent. So doctrine of common knowledge is against you. So any person complaining about you can invoke this concept and make you culprit. So understand this concept. Novus actus interveniens. You have done proper third molar impaction, sutured, and patient went out and opened his mouth or her mouth to eat some fruit or laddu. Suture came out. So you are not responsible. Novus actus interveniens. The patient successfully operated in the cardiology department. After discharging from the ICU, after recovery, the patient was fallen with ceiling fan. He died. Whether the surgeon is responsible? No. This is called novus actus interveniens. Without knowing this concept, how would you invoke this concept? Understand this concept and apply to your dental field. Doctrine of error of judgment. For example, I have or they can do wrong treatment also. Like instead of extracting, instead of doing root canal, you may extract also. These are all coming error of judgment. It's not a crime. Please don't afraid of all these things. Don't hide. Don't lock out your clinic and run away. These are all, they can defend you. You can defend yourself with these concepts. Doctrine of error of judgment. Without knowing this concept, how would you protect yourself? So don't worry about anything happens in your clinic. You properly apply these concepts and come out. I can bring any of your treatment under error of judgment, but we cannot go too much bending the law also. So here, therapeutic misadventure. The first one is saying wrong diagnosis. This is, for example, local anesthesia. You have given local anesthesia and it went wrong. And here you have misdiagnosed. Your OPG misguided you. Here you have done some research in third picture. So in the treatment, in the diagnosis, and in the research, all three, anything goes beyond the expectation, you can name it as a therapeutic misadventure. What can I do? What can I do? What can you do? What can he do? What can she do? You can invoke this concept really. It's a very beautiful concept. But you have to know the concept, and right concept you have to invoke and save yourself. So this is very favorite subject to me. It takes more time, but fastly I want to cut short. In the captain of the ship doctrine, in your clinic, who is the captain? For example, you may be having lot of money. You have established a post clinic in Annanagar, Chennai, and you called a senior person who is normally coming for your disimpaction and other surgical procedures. So now you type and tell me who is the captain of the ship, you, the owner of the clinic, or the person, senior person called by you. Who is the captain of the ship? Type in the chat box. And there is one more derived concept, borrowed servant doctrine. For example, here when the doctor himself or herself appointed another doctor, junior doctor. Now the junior doctor is qualified. Like the junior doctor in MDS oral surgery, the person standing here, the gentleman in the under borrowed servant doctrine is a oral pathologist. So now, who is borrowed servant? Who is the main master here? You don't apply your medical or dental knowledge. You have to apply your legal knowledge because you are standing in the court. So get confused, get more confusion. Then only you will get the result. I'm moving to the next concept. The respondeat superior, doctrine of respondeat superior. Koi facit per alium, facit per se. That means what? The person who made himself, you cannot point out the fingers. The head dentist or the owner of the clinic legally negligible for your staff. Koi facit per alium, facit per se. You have appointed means you yourself had faith in your servant, your junior doctor, your colleague, your subordinate, your allied health professional, then you cannot blame them. You are the one. It's illogical sometimes, but you are the one. And tell me, chat in the chat box. You are out of the country. You are sitting in Malaysia. You went for holiday. And your clinic is being run by your team. Something happens. Negligent act. Who is responsible? You or your team. Type in the chat box. So these are all the concepts we need discussion. I request the organizers to separately organize a webinar for discussing all these concepts. Every concepts are worth in discussing. And I am asking you, in a dental college, there is a principal and there is a HOD for your department. And the candidates, after third year, you are allowed to do all the procedures. So something happens, patient complains to the principal. Who is responsible? The HOD or principal? Type in the chat box. I want to see how many HODs, how many principals. For example, I will give you one extraction happens. The HOD of the oral maxillofacial surgery department is also standing. Principal also standing. And the negligent act happened. And who is responsible? I will give answer, don't worry. I think everybody dislike principals. Why not HOD? Okay, let me tell. The HOD is here in the first concept. I am telling about respondeat superior, the superior person, the owner, the head and all responsible. But here I am changing. Why? Because here principal is a administrative head. Principal may be from orthodontics. And the HOD is that particular department. He is the head, not the principal. It's not any administrative issue is going on. It's a technical issue. It's subject matter. So the HOD is the head here. He is the head of the department. Name itself says. Principal is overall. He is standing. That doesn't mean he is having any vicarious liability. I'm telling about vicarious liability. That is nothing but respondeat superior. These are all coming under law of tort. If you go legally, these are all coming in law of tort. It is not available in any of the dental books. I have strong recommendation that Dental Council of India should incorporate one subject related to medico legal. So this is very, very important, but I could not spend time here due to this time constraint. There is a very short understanding is there. Whenever you don't find any of the concepts working for you, you go to you patient only, you shoulder all this. You can rely on that concept called contributed negligence. That means negligent, you are not neglecting. Negligent happened. But the reason for negligence is not the doctor or subordinate, but the patient himself or herself. You have to derive in that. There is a technique for that. You cannot suddenly blame the patient. There is a strategy, technique. So you follow those techniques. Due to time constraint, I cannot go further. And corporate negligence. Whenever you go and submit your resume to the corporate, you submit a bad resume. Don't submit a good resume. I will tell you why. Because corporate negligence is very good concept. You can shoulder the responsibility to the corporate, provided the corporate should already know you are incompetent. Then only you can blame the corporate. You are escaped. So if you are giving better resume, you are saying, you are boasting yourself in the corporates. I know this thing, that thing, I can do this thing and that thing. Then the corporate negligence will not work on the corporate, but it will break on your head. Always in your own clinic, you show yourself as a superior. But when you go and work with someone, work under someone, you always show that you are underqualified and get a consent with the management. I am not into this. I don't do root canal. I don't do implant. I don't do like that. I am only general dentist like that. I am only general dentist like that, because you are concerning about your salary or share in the corporate. There, if you promote yourself too much, then you will be in the trouble in the negligent cases. Always humbleness. You show, I don't only general things. I don't know any specialty. Like that you commit, then the corporate will be caught, not you. So there are professional secrets you need not tell. For example, type in the chat box, can you tell your crown charge? Ceramic, some patient asking, ceramic charge. What is the one ceramic charge? One crown, I want to put one ceramic crown, full ceramic crown, zirconia. What is the charge? If local police station or even commissioner, the police commissioner is asking you, what is the doctor, what is the charge? Can you tell, or yes or no, tell in the chat box? Because that itself will clarify this concept. There are some secrets, nobody can take it with you. Even the IAS officer, IPS officer also not able to take, but only in the in a metropolitan magistrate, you can give in a sealed cover, all this. So you have the professional secrets, respect that. So there are around examples are given. There is no time. Let us skip the slide. And what is privileged communication? What is therapeutic privilege? Always these concepts are confusing to many people. So in the privileged communication, I am giving you one example. Don't forget in your life. For example, in the first thing, privileged communication, you have certain privilege to communicate. For example, you are traveling in a metro train. Fortunately or unfortunately, you saw the driver, the metro train pilot or driver, he is a colorblind person, you know that. So immediately you call and alert. He cannot run the train. He cannot drive. He is a colorblind person. If you are releasing your inner detail, the patient detail to the authority, it is not a crime. It is allowed. That is called privileged communication. So you compare in your dental domain, what kind of privileged communications are there. And here in therapeutic privilege, sometimes you hide certain things. You are not telling everything. You can hide. And they cannot say you didn't tell, you are having some guilt. You can say, as using my therapeutic privilege, I have screened, I have obstructed, I have, for example, in dental, for example, you are not telling actual thing and doing some procedure for the sake of benefit of the patient. You can invoke this concept. Later, if the patient blaming you, you can say, I have utilized my therapeutic privilege. So without knowing this concept, how would you utilize? So that is why the knowledge is important. Knowledge is weapon. So there are some unethical acts. Nowadays, everybody knows what is unethical, what is ethical, and even professional misconduct also. Everybody knows you. I am very much fascinated about the third point here, improper association. Many people are joining with fake associations. Particularly the cosmetic people, cosmetic practitioners, they are joining with some fake associations run by their own institutes, academies, mentors to protect them, shielding them. So come out of these associations. As I have told, lot of associations, valid self-regulatory bodies. Somebody asked, these bodies are valid, 100% valid. Because if you see, Advertising Standard Council of India, that is also a self-regulatory body. It is very powerful body. Sometimes statutory bodies are weak. Non-statutory bodies are powerful. For example, UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. That is statutory. That is a constitutional body. Can you get me? Constitutional body. It is formed by the Constitution itself. Union Public Service Commission, UPSC. But it is being questioned by a statutory body, non-constitutional body, Right to Information Act. How? Information Commissioner, they are questioning. Release the marks. So, whether it is constitutional or statutory or non-statutory or self-regulatory, the body, their objective is important. For example, in the field of cosmetology, in the field of emerging disciplines, in the field of any other discipline not coming under dental council or medical council, you have to rely on those bodies which are voluntary, self-regulatory, instead of relying on the Skill India, vocational training, and these institutes, academies and all. So I hope you might have taken the screenshot. When you are having your own right, you have to understand the patient's right and privilege also. Without knowing that, you are not going to succeed. So I always concentrate on patient's rights, because patients are like any other profession. Patients are going to pay you. If you are end of the day, at the same time, when patients are not behaving as a patient, don't be hesitant. Send them the legal notice. You come to me, I will send you free of cost a legal notice. One notice free for everyone here, if you want to sue the patient. Because sometimes the patients are going to make your life miserable. Immediately send the notice asking compensation. You can file a case also for damage suit. You can make their life realizable. So with this good note, I am concluding this Sunday lecture. Thanks for listening to me. And I know you are waiting for some short queries. If you have any emergency, any queries, you can shoot the questions, and you can chat or you can unmute yourself and ask me. We started with 100 people. Now it is 75. I know today is Sunday. So
Sir, this is really sorry. It is really a wonderful program, sir. We had a great time knowing all these things. We dentists used to keep learning and learning all the basics of dentistry, like endo, advanced endo, all the aesthetic courses, and keep coming and coming. So apart from dentistry, almost we don't know anything. Legal, the business management, administrative things, and money management. These things we lack. So it is wonderful to know something about law, sir. It's great to have you here, and thanks for the wonderful time, sir. Now the participants can ask their doubts, can raise your question, hands, and then ask your questions. Thank you so much again, sir, for the wonderful time. Thank you. Wonderful section, sir. The participants, please, if you want to ask any question, please proceed.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, doctor, you are audible, please.
Hello. Thanks for the wonderful lecture. I would like to know, you were talking about the dental assistants, and what sort of people what should be their qualification to have one person as a dental assistant? In medical practice, there is a qualified nurses. For dental clinic, what should be the qualification? And you were talking about somebody is employing the relatives, maids, etc.
Yes. See, when you are appointing any assistant, they should be under your supervision. You have trained them in a particular aspect, they can assist you because there is no formal qualification for dental assistants. We have only dental hygienist and dental mechanic. And if you ask them to assist, normally they don't assist you. They open a clinic after a week or so. So better for dental assistants, they are coming under non-qualified subordinate staff and they should not be allowed to deal any dental things. They can be working for a manual works, some ministerial work under your clinic, like you have to train and use them. Because we cannot expect country like India, everybody will be qualified people in every aspect. Because our politicians also not trained enough for ruling us. So this is India.
And
You have to
clinical
know your
establish-
limitations.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And clinical establishment act warrants to show the fees charged to the patient in the consultation room. But in your lecture, the one thing is about confidentiality, the professional confidentiality.
The whatever consultation fees you can charge, but what is the charge, the breakup, like how much you are charging? For example, in a 10,000 rupees of ceramic crown, how much going to your pocket, how much going to lab? This is coming under professional secret. Overall charge 10,000 you can display. You have to, because today we are in the consumer aware, consumer is supreme. You have to tell the charges, the breakup and the inner details. How much amount goes to which one, like your lab and all, you have to hide, and because it is affecting others' business. You may be telling laboratory, I am paying this much, I am taking this much, I can reduce by talking to the lab. In front of the patient, you can call the lab and make some business strategy. But in a lighter note, I'm saying it happens. But it will affect the other neighbor, our professional brotherhood. So that is why these professional secrets are intact and we are following it. And one more explanation, like you are calling orthodontist, any other expert, and we are giving them the cutting or share. Like ortho, I think, what is the percentage? 70-30 or something, some percentage. But as per DC Act and the medico legal law, it is wrong. You should not give the share. You should not give the share. You have to either treat free or take all the fees to you. So this is the law. There is no logic, but this is law. Why? Because it comes under professional dichotomy, which is a unethical practice. So I think this observation should not disturb the business of the consultants. So better if you pay, don't pay them in check or QR code, pay them in cash so that there is no proof.
So this is when the patient is referred to some specialist. That's what DC is, the state council says. When you refer one patient to some specialist, you're not supposed to take a referral fee or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
If they come to our clinic, they will be part of our practice. So we have every right to take our money or...
Yeah. There one more clarification. When they are coming to your clinic, they should come as a contractual labor or they are coming as a salaried person. So you make the document in such a way that they are taking care of certain procedures in your clinic. Their relation you have to show. Otherwise, it will be you call XYZ person and make a setting and make the patient full. So this is what law, the logic, the jurisprudence I'm talking about. So in a contractual labor, when you are appointing someone, the responsibility of the patient's negligence and all on your head, because the master servant relation. But no, sorry, in contract, he is individually responsible. In the salaried person, you are responsible because there is a master servant relation. It is coming under law of contract and law of tort.
One more hypothetical question. The patient, when he is sitting in the chair waiting the consultation or waiting room, can he take pictures or video and later can he claim that as evidence? For example, I opened a
100%.
saline bottle.
100%. 100%. You have to have all rights in your premise and make
No,
a
if the patient- no,
small
no, can the
information in the
patient-
corner
okay.
saying that you are under CCTV surveillance.
No, when the patient himself, he can he take the video or a photo of things available in our clinic?
No. How come? Not possible. That is coming under your privacy.
Thank you, sir.
You go to Goa airport, they are saying don't take pictures. That's an airport, public place. They are saying because it's both civil and military airbase.
So if at all they can take, they should not, they cannot claim that as evidence.
No evidence. Actually, even the judgment comes. Judgment also not valid. Ultra virus, void ab initio. Legally, we call it void ab initio. Right from the beginning, it is invalid.
Sir, actually, can we make the patient know that during root canal, if there is any file breakage, whether we want to make it sure, we want to tell it to the patient.
Very good question. I have told about certain things. Therapeutic privilege. Don't tell. Therapeutic
Okay.
privilege. You tell there is some pending work. You have to come. Okay. If you
Okay.
if you say broken, ask sorry. He will or she will go to the competitor and
Okay, sir.
sue you. Definitely 100%.
Mm.
You have to tell there is a pending work. You come tomorrow, or by the time you call the expert and you do it. You have therapeutic privilege. You have to hide certain things which may give wrong impression of the operator to the patient. And secondly, if the file broken also, it is therapeutic maloccurrence. It is not your crime. Thirdly, it may be your error of judgment also. So nothing is going to against you. These are all
Okay.
part and parcel of the treatment. A lot of things happening in the medical side. Why dentists are being sued now? Because dentists are lack of common sense. Lack of legal awareness. We have common
Okay,
sense,
okay.
more common sense, but lack of
Hmm.
awareness.
Okay.
Sir,
Thank you.
should
Thank
we,
you.
hello?
Yes.
Sir, should we inform the patient or not if the file gets separated and if the endodontist is not able to remove it?
You are going to remove end of the day, or you want to send without removing?
No,
That
the endodontist tries to remove it, but he's unable to do it. Then what we are supposed to do?
End of the day, you have to inform, because if you are just brushing under the carpet, then you are concealing the vital information to the patient. It comes under general law. It's not on a medico legally. It's not. There is nothing called medico legal screening for this matter. But I was telling initially, you are calling day after tomorrow or 2 days after, you are going to remove, or immediately after in the morning it broken, evening you are calling. These
Okay.
are all you can manage from yourself. Once if you are planning without removal, you are sending the patient, you have to mention in the OPD card and discharge slip, and you can take the patient's concern that it happened. Unfortunately, I am aware of that. Like that, you can take.
Yeah.
In front of you, they can sign. Later, if they can go and claim, we will see legally, because it's happened not having any negligent activity or any pre-planned or any conspiracy. It is a matter of error of judgment and medical maloccurrence, dental maloccurrence happened. So like that, we have to manage.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So anybody else having any question, or shall we close the forum?
So thanks for joining in the day, this precious time. I took your 1.5 hours. Can patient record their treatment? No. I am telling to the doctors, not even hand over the OPG to the patient. That are all your property, your intellectual property. You are doing crown cutting, that is your intellectual property. How come patient will record and go to take to outside? No chance. Thank you. Is there any seminar class going on often? Legal aspect, I have seminars keep coming. So I think my you can contact Dr. Manikya Vasagam sir, or you can approach me. I am very much available for your service. Definitely every person here should join at least 1 year of medico legal exposure course, and I can recommend for fellowship also, fellowship in medico legal issues, so that you can also help yourself and also help your colleague also. Now I could see around 50 people are there. All you people are interested. So join a course. We will make win-win, course curriculum, and you become a practicing, or you can mediate the legal forms and your colleagues. So you need to undergo a full-fledged 1 year program, because I would say knowing of law is more dangerous than knowing zero knowledge. Of law is dangerous. Once if you land up in the High Court or Supreme Court, I could see off the record I will tell certain things. Thanks for everyone joining.